I got 2 Glocks and they won't mind. Real, none of it makes sense.
Good John on the beat, by the way.
Look, I got 2 Glocks and they both nice. Do they love me, now I'm getting mixed signs. I'm 10 toes till I go, never switch sides. I call you bro, you don't owe, you can have mine, Heard that bitch done broke your heart, go get a new one, Heard them niggas out here oppin' got some new guns, Why you always feel like you gotta prove something, You don't never tell, you gon' do the time for it, Lil'
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. So I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. I just haven't really had the time or the balance to do it. But funny enough, with the title of this video, I'm gonna show you guys how I do balance nursing, content creation, and also a sub 3 hour marathon prep, which is just definitely not a joke because it is not all sunshines and rainbows. So I'm gonna show you guys the whole thing this week. If you guys can tell, we're at a coffee shop right now. I typically like to come to coffee shops to do my weekly planning session, so I'm not gonna go too far in depth on it, but check my video out. I'll link it somewhere down below. Be sure to watch after this one. Don't click off just yet. It's usually where I kind of sit down and just take a good look at my whole week. I try to plan out everything I can and just really just plan out my priorities for each day. The good thing is because my 3 priorities are running, marathon prep, and nursing, I can kind of split everything up. So I'll show you guys really quickly how we do this. So the way my schedule works is I have 3 themes for the whole week. One is nursing. So my nursing shifts are 3 days a week. I can go crazy some weeks and just see patients every single day, but luckily this week is only 3 days. Then number 2 is an edit day. I try to have 1 day full for a YouTube editing day because typically to edit a YouTube video, it takes me about 1.5 days, sometimes 2, but YouTube is my main focus, which is why I just want 1 full day for editing YouTube. Then I have a YouTube filming day. YouTube filming days are usually when I do a day in the life. Because this is gonna be a week in the life, I'm still gonna treat it as a filming day. We'll get some extra shots on that day. So a full day dedicated to YouTube filming. And then I have short form editing, which is gonna be typically with my on-call days, which I'll explain later when those on-call days come. But that's usually the main focuses for each week. And one more thing is marathon prep, but because marathon prep is 6 days a week, it really just goes into the routine. So I'll go over my daily routines and the weekly routines later on in this video. Again, today is just to give you guys an outlook. After all that talking, that's how typically my weekly schedule looks like, but I will dive deeper into each day and how my days look. Every week is not the same for me at all. Honestly, it gets very hectic because with my on-call and with my patients, since my job is mobile and I pretty much go to people's homes and do IVs, you can get regulars. Like I have a couple of regulars already set up for Monday and then also Friday. So you'll have regulars hit you up and you really don't want to say no because you want to build that relationship. But you know, I try my best to keep strict on my schedule. That way I have the time to do this content thing and really give it my energy. So yeah, you'll come with me this week and see if the week gets hectic or not. So I'm just gonna bring you guys along, document it and film it. But this is how I stay on top of it. My Sundays are the most important days because it makes sure that everything is planned out for the week. On that note, let's hop into the next day. I will see you guys tomorrow morning on Monday. If I can give one piece of advice every morning is to try and take a little bit of time away from your phone that first hour or 2. Like imagine you going on Instagram right away, right? You're essentially watching someone else's life first thing in the morning and you're putting your life in someone else's shoes before you even start your own, if that makes sense. So if you can just stay off your phone, throw on a podcast, throw on some motivational videos. Like one of my favorite motivational speakers is Jim Rohn, and I'll just throw him on the background. That's probably one of the best ways I like to start my morning just because it just kind of settles me into the day versus if I look at my phone and I see a bad text or a bad message, then now you're in your own head, you're stressed out and you're kind of, again, letting someone else control your life before you can even start off your day. But today's Monday morning. So Monday mornings, I don't run. Monday's my only rest day of the week, and I take that away from lifting and running. So on Monday mornings, what I try to do, because technically from 9 to 12 on my other days are blocked off for workouts, Mondays I try to go out for a walk, and I try to go out for like an hour and a half long walk, and I'll throw on a podcast and just, you know, listen to the whole thing. Today's podcast that we're listening to is this one. It was with the Airbnb CEO, so it's from the Diary of the CEO. You know, the way I look at it is, and I've heard this from other people, is that if you know the saying that's like you're your 5 friends you surround yourself with, well, you're also the 5 most influential like creators or people that you listen to the most. You're pretty much like putting yourself in rooms with those type of people, and that's why you kind of build this like weird connection with creators who you see so often but you don't know them personally. By the way, the coffee spot I went to was called Cloud9 Deli. I really only went there because they have the cheapest cold brews. Bruh, out here, some cold brews cost like $8. I'm not paying $8 for a cold brew. This was like about $4.50, I think. So it's like the cheapest one around, and they give you the most. Some other places that are $4 will give you ones like this big. I know I spend a lot of money on coffee, but hey, I don't go out, I don't party, I don't do all that. So don't judge me. These are my vices. On a different note, I wanted to use this free time to just talk about the weekly layout for my marathon prep. If you've been following the marathon prep, you kind of know this already, so I won't take too long on it. I'll just go through kind of what each day looks like for the runs and what each day looks like for this week. So for this week, we have 68 miles total. 68 miles, you heard that right. Tuesday, we have an 11-mile easy run plus a lower body workout. Wednesday, we have a 10-mile easy run plus an upper body workout. Thursday, we have a 10-mile track workout, which is gonna be 6 by 1,200 meters at a 7:15 to 7:25 pace. Friday, we have a 10-mile easy run. Saturday, we have a 9-mile easy run plus an upper body workout. And then Sunday, we have an 18-mile long run. 18 miles. Every single week from here on out is gonna be the longest we ever ran, just because the longest I've ran before this was a half marathon. So yeah, I'm not gonna overload you guys with a bunch of stuff for this marathon prep, just because I feel like we're gonna be running every single day. I don't want it to get monotonous, and then also we have a lot of content. No worries, you're all good. You're all good. We're gonna have a lot of content between the nursing stuff, marathon prep, lifestyle, and everything else. So I'm not gonna worry you guys too much with the runs every single day, but I will post the runs just so you know. Plus, I feel like some of you guys don't believe me when I'm running this much. But I'm gonna stop yapping. Guys, someone called me in the comments at one point, Yaposaurus Rex, and I apologize if I do yap too much, but you know, I just love chatting on the camera.
Take care of you like this. Now you're lost, lost in the heat of it all. Girl, you know you're lost, lost in the thrill of it all.
So before y'all go judging, yes, I love coffee shops, and yes, it's pretty much paying rent at my office here. So I don't want to hear a word, you know. I'm being real with you guys and showing you guys my routine. I don't need any judgment from y'all. What I typically do on Mondays, which is I try to plan out all my content for the week. Luckily for this week, I'm kind of already sure of what content I want to make. Short form, I just have to edit. I don't have to film anything. And then with YouTube, I just want to plan out kind of what exactly I want to do for each day. Because this is a whole week in the life video, I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, I don't want to overload a day with content. I want each day to have its own little purpose, and I don't want this video to be an hour and a half long, although, you know, some people I've been seeing making hour and a half long videos. So yeah, that's kind of what we do on Mondays. The coffee shop where it's called Love Song Coffee, it's a pretty popular coffee shop out here in North Park. It's legit like packed every time I come here. We were able to actually get a seat outside, which usually, like, whenever I drive by here, there's like, I don't know, probably like 30 people here at a time. So luckily today isn't as bad. I almost did a vlog here too, but the thing is with vlogging, a lot of people ask me, like, how do you get, you know, better with vlogging in public? Bruh, you just got to do it. Like, it never gets easier, especially when you take a little break, where I did for a week or two. When you take a week off, that first like day or that first part of the day, it's awkward no matter what. But this is called the Bee's Knees. It's got like honey, it's got coffee. I don't know, it's a latte, but it's fire. I've had this a couple times now. I love it. And good every time. So if you guys are wondering for real though, why I edit at coffee shops. I built my whole apartment with the whole setup, and you know, it's a vibe when you edit at nighttime. But for me, for some reason, I like to be outside of the house, especially during the daytime. And I find like if I'm editing or if I'm like trying to brainstorm, I get the most work done when I'm out of the house. Because if I'm at home, I'll start doing laundry, I'll start like cleaning the tables, I'll start just doing my random tasks that I don't need to. So when I come to a coffee shop, it's typically pretty productive. A lot of it comes down to like, you know, you see other people doing work and you see other people focused. So that's kind of my reason why. But yeah, today, pretty simple. We're just gonna plan out the rest of this YouTube video that you guys are watching right now. Just plan out like what I want to talk about each day. And then what I also have to do, which I've been putting off week by week, is I have to get my furniture listed. Listen to this. So my house cleaner, she was gonna buy my couch and also my balcony furniture. She was all set on it. She told me this 2 weeks ago. And I said, bet, I'll hold it off. I won't put it on offer up and I won't put it anywhere for you. She hit me up yesterday when she was supposed to pick it up and said, I can't buy it anymore. Bruh. Now I technically move out of this apartment at the end of the month, but I have a trip on the 23rd of August. So I have to move out by then, and I get my keys to a new place on the 15th, which is 2 weeks away. So I'm gonna just kind of throw it everywhere, throw it on Facebook Marketplace, throw it on OfferUp. If you live in San Diego, you need a couch, you need balcony furniture, you need whatever other, if you're moving to San Diego, hit me up because I will give you on the low right now. So we're gonna do that. We gotta list our furniture, we're gonna do some planning, and then I'm gonna do a rough cut of my YouTube video that I would have been editing last week. On that note though, we are gonna just lock in, get this work done, probably about like 2 hours or so, and then we will call it from here. After a long hour, we finally got everything listed. So we pretty much listed everything onto Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. I put on OfferUp like 2-3 weeks ago for furniture and none of it got sold. I put it on Facebook, bruh, we just got people, it's crazy. So Facebook Marketplace, definitely a go-to if you're gonna put on furniture. I already did some planning for the YouTube stuff and everything else. So it's 36:13. I'm probably gonna go back right now, eat a little bit of food because I'm starving. The boy has not eaten all day, and then I need to still do my rough edit, or else I'm gonna have to edit so much for the YouTube video. So I'll probably use tonight to do that. Rough edits don't take too long, and it's really just cutting up any like A-roll, so talking scenes, and trying to cut up like the scenes you don't really need, but it should be pretty quick. So yeah. Successful day so far. I'll see you guys back at the crib. I think what's gonna happen is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm off from work, right? And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm on work. So there's a chance that Thursday, Friday, Saturday becomes like less filming. So I'm hoping that this balances each other out. I don't know. I mean, you guys are on the first day, so hopefully when I go through this footage, it's not all too long. I'm just eating a little dinner right now. So the reason why I want to hop on the camera is just because I have a very abnormal diet. So before you guys go and start judging and saying whatever, it's what works for me. I fast for most of the day. I pretty much don't eat until 4 or 5 o'clock, maybe 6 some days, and that's only because I'm a lot more focused when I'm fasted, and I'm really good about just like hitting my protein intake, which is why I still track calories. So I'm eating about 2,400 calories, but what I do is I'll have like a protein shake right after in the morning. So around like 12 o'clock, I'll have a protein shake and a banana. And then that'll hold me over to like 4 or 5 o'clock. And then I try to have like a snack and then a big meal. So that's usually kind of how my diet works. Today, like we have a little glass of wine, bruh. I've had 2 people say they were generous pours. Are these generous pours? I mean, so I use this like beer glass, believe it or not. And this has like 10 ounces, which is why I like to use it. Plus, I feel like with wine glasses, they're just too long. I don't want to like knock it over, you know? We got a glass of wine to start with. And then I usually have like some form of like pretzel chips plus like one thing I like. So like this time it's like these popcorn type chips with these like pretzels, I try to mix it together because that way it's like a little bit better for you. If it's like Doritos, I'll have 1 serving of Doritos. So I try to like mix in the pretzel chips because they are a little bit better than just like the other stuff. This one's interesting. I have 4 eggs in here, and don't judge the cup. Don't judge the cup. Again, with this whole video, let's just say right now, we're not gonna judge what we do because I'm just showing you guys and taking you guys along. But 4 different eggs here, and only because 1, protein intake, and 2, fat. I want to knock out a decent amount of calories. Like if you think about it, each egg is 60 to 70 calories, so that's like 280 calories right there. And then what I have is, I went to Pieology on Saturday, which is like a Blaze pizza. And if you guys know Blaze pizza, it's like a build your own personal pizza, so you can kind of build it however you like. They're thin crusted, so I had gotten 2 because that was supposed to be my high carb meal before I ran. But it's like this pizza, it's got you can't even see it, but it's got 3 servings of chicken on the whole thing. Then it's also got some pepperoni on this one and some spinach, and I have about 6 slices left, a little bit over a half. I'm gonna have that, and then I'm also gonna throw in a piece of chicken and put that in the air fryer. So I'll have like the rest of the pizza in the air fryer, and that should hit my protein goals and also my calorie goals. So that's kind of how my diet's working. My hand is literally all greased up. The big thing is, if you're gonna do 1 meal a day, is you kind of have to be very aware of how much food you're eating. You know, with marathon prep, you have to eat high carb, especially like the nights before your big runs, but you don't want to eat too late is what I've learned. So instead of like 1 meal a day, I would call it like 1.5 meals a day. But essentially what I do is I push back my biggest meal for nighttime. And yeah, that's just what's worked for me. And that gives me the calorie flexibility to kind of have some of these other fun items. But the biggest thing is I try to stick to whole foods most of the time. Even with this pizza, like, you know, it's thin crusted, it's mozzarella, it's red sauce, and then it's 3 servings of chicken and pepperoni, and that's about it. So you want to try somewhat clean, and just have that. But if you guys want to try 1 meal a day, or if you guys want me to make a video for like a full day of eating and my thought process behind it, let me know. This has been what's worked for me. I'm gonna have the rest of this, and then I'm gonna do a little bit more work here. I'm just editing up the rough cut like I told you guys about right here, and then gonna call it a night in like 2 hours or so. See, F4. All right, what's good, y'all? It is Tuesday morning right now, first run of the week. So first runs of the week, I feel like are the most intimidating for me because like this week we have 68 total miles. Today we have 11 miles. And when it comes to the first run of the week, I just feel like your body's not ready, you know, because you're coming off from like a rest day, you're coming off from a big workout. The second day, I typically feel better just because I feel like I have 1 run in the system. My legs are kind of used to running, but when you're coming off from like a full rest day, your legs are kind of sleepy, if that makes sense. But someone else in the comments the other week said they felt the same way, so at least I feel like I'm not alone in this. Today we have an 11-mile easy run, and then we also have a lower body workout, which I'm going to try to keep the lower body workout to like 30-40 minutes max, maybe 4 movements, just because with how much volume I'm hitting right now, there's no reason to be killing my legs. And then tomorrow I have a push day, so it is what it is with training right now. I think with lifting, you just have to do your best to lift as much as you can with as much intensity as you can, but you can't expect yourself to perform your top lifting when you're running 60 plus miles a week, at least for someone who's new to it, right? Like Nick Bear, who runs 70 plus miles, and I keep referencing him because he is probably one of my biggest inspirations for why I got into this whole running thing. He runs 70 plus miles on a weekly basis normally now, but as someone who's new to running as of 12 weeks ago, well, new to marathon prep running, you can't expect yourself to perform your best and do everything your best. So I just want to put that out there, like, you know, go in there with high expectations for yourself, be ambitious, but also be realistic about how much your body can handle. Left calf, if you guys are following from the last video, feels really good today. So just did a little bit of dynamic stretching, and then we'll go use the bathroom across the street and then get this run started. It's beautiful outside right now. It's like 9:30. We're making some pretty good timing today. And it's like, I can tell it's gonna get hot though. Like right now, sun is beating down on me, and you can tell, you know, in San Diego, there's some mornings where it's a little bit cooler, and you know it's gonna be like a bit cooler for the whole day. Today's not one of those days. I can tell once this reaches like 11 a.m. it'll probably be closer to like 80s. But yeah, Tuesday morning, first run of the week. Let's get it started. By the way, let's do a quick little fit check. So running fit check, we got shorts from ASRV. They're like lined with a little phone pocket on the side. Then we got shoes, our New Balance Rebel 5s. I actually just ordered the Endorphin Speed 5s and also the Alpha Fly 3s for this weekend. So I'm excited to try those out. And then watch we use is from Koros. And then the headband is a Nike mini headband. Sunglasses are from Blenders. This is pretty much the same fit I wear every single week. And every single, like I rotate through the same different shorts. But yeah, this is what we're going with today. Enough yapping, let's get this run started. I'll see you guys at the gym afterwards. By the way, that whole thing, one take. That was all one take. Getting better at this. I didn't realize how stressful moving and selling your stuff would be from an apartment, because since I posted everything yesterday, I've had Facebook Marketplace is the place to be for all this stuff. But since I posted it all on Facebook Marketplace, I've been just having 20, 30 conversations, and it's low-key stressful. But now I have someone coming at 5 o'clock today. Tomorrow I have people coming by. So I'm gonna have a very busy week, which I guess I didn't really plan for when I was gonna make this video, but like you guys see, I kind of have to roll with the punches with everything that we have going on. Today is the edit day, like I told you. So we have about 4 or 5 hours of the day left to just edit. And what my whole goal is, yesterday I did the rough cut, so I pretty much cut up any like talking scenes I have with the camera in my last vlog. And today we're gonna try to piece it together, throw some music on it. The thing with like the YouTube videos, luckily, is most of it is just chronological order, and I have a pretty good flow of things. I think as my time frees up, and when I step into a full-time content creator job, then I'll be able to get, more creative with like the edits and stuff. But because my time, I'm like balancing this with a full-time nursing job, and I'm doing marathon prep and lifting. So like I have to be realistic, and I can't make the most cinematic video sometimes. So I'm just trying to get consistent first, and then when I have time freed up, then I can get more creative. That's kind of the goal right now. And I was just talking to one of my boys. His name's Kirks Diaz. Maybe you've seen his page before. We just connected the other week on Instagram. I've seen his content a couple of times, and we were just talking about, why are you not focusing? I posted a story saying how I was gonna make this video about how I'm balancing everything. And he was like, are you a full-time nurse? We were just talking about how I'm like making YouTube a priority, and he has short form as a priority. And I just told him, like, he says he wants to get into YouTube, but I told him, my short form has taken a big hit since I've dialed in on this YouTube thing. So you have to be realistic sometimes. Like, I think, yes, you have to aim high. Like, I want to post 3 days a week on short form. I want to post once a week on YouTube, and I'm doing everything else, right? But my main priority is YouTube. I'm making sure that I get one vlog out a week on YouTube. So, if that means that I have to spend more time editing for YouTube and I don't get out the pieces I want for short form, it is something I've accepted, just because you have to kind of rank your priorities. And that's with anything, if you're building a business, if you're trying to get into more fitness stuff, like you have to kind of pick 1 or 2 priorities that hold above everything else. There's a quote that I heard from Alex Ramosi, and I'm sure other people have said it, but it's, you can do anything you want, you just can't do everything you want. And that's the thing I live by now, is I know that I can do anything I want. I can create content, I can go travel, I can do all this, but you can't do everything. So you have phases in your life where you have to pick and choose, what you want to focus on. And right now, my phase is marathon prep, YouTube, and you know, less time for social life, unfortunately, but this is what my days come to. Hopefully that helps you guys out who want to balance this whole thing and wants to get into content creation or wants to pick something up. But just know that you will have to make sacrifices, and it's okay. It's not going to be permanent, but that's the whole goal of it, is for you to build what you want first, and then you can possibly pull back and do something else in the future. Also, excuse me, I apologize. I didn't even tell you guys where we're at right now. We're at James Coffee. It's a pretty popular chain out here in San Diego. Sorry, my lighting is just messing up right now. But today, we're keeping it simple. We just got a cold brew. I like to switch between cold brews and lattes, but sometimes, you know, sometimes lattes just become too much, and I just like the plain coffee. So that's what we got today. Still fasted, other than a protein shake and a banana, but I told you guys my diet yesterday, so I'm not gonna go over all that.
Been calling me splurge, why me jump right on the curb? Bentley my fly like a bird, spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word, can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. Crack up the phone, I swear, keep me a stick if they purge. Young gun on one that they working my nerve, I'm about to pause and serve. Fucking this bitch like a perm. Smack on the back of a perm. Ice, the bird. Shitting on all you little turds. Can't take that dick, wait your turn. In my own lane, we can't merge. So with no hands, you can learn. Let's see how much you can earn. Why me go get like the worm? And I ain't smoking no shirt. I'm in the beat with P. Liddy. QP.
What's good, y'all? So it is Wednesday morning, or kind of noon right now. But we just finished a 11-mile easy run, and we just finished a upper body workout. I'm exhausted. Like, I think when it comes to running, 7 to 8 miles is that sweet spot where you're under like an hour and a half. But once you start crossing an hour and a half, no matter what, the runs are gonna feel long. And you know, yesterday I did 10 miles, today's 11. I'm trying to, look, this is where my gym, this is where the ice bath usually is. They're replacing all the ice baths. So it's been 2 weeks since I've been able to use the ice bath, and my body like is feeling it, especially with how many miles we're running right now. No matter what, at this point, you can't not be tired, right, from running 10 to 11 miles. So I'm just telling myself, like, you don't train like this forever. There's a reason why peak week is 4 weeks away. So like, I'm just telling myself, like, follow the process and keep going at it. But I'm exhausted, and this workout, like, this took me about 40 minutes. The run took me about an hour 39 minutes at a 9:03 pace, and like, that's me feeling pretty good off of it. So yeah, it's taking a little minute now with these runs, and it is what it is. But yesterday, after the editing, I had a couple of people come over. I'm gonna show you guys the apartment after today, because it's starting to look real empty with everything taken away. So it's feeling very real with this move out. And honestly, I didn't plan for this whole week in the life slash marathon prep slash nursing, this whole video. I didn't expect this video to also land on the same week where I'm moving a lot of stuff. So you're kind of seeing how when shit hits the fan, I'm still trying my best to get the content out. I'm gonna finish up here. I'm gonna hit the red light sauna, then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna finish up the editing and getting all that done. And we have a couple more furniture stuff to move out. So yeah, just want to check in with y'all. It is Wednesday morning, halfway through the week, y'all. Halfway through the week. Also, let me show you guys my favorite shoes I've been rocking are these. These are from a brand called Kane Footwear, if you see that. And this is like the Diplo collab. So it says, "A run never sounded so good." I've been using these shoes for my workouts, especially after my runs, because I'll run and I don't feel like putting on like shoes, and it's a lot easier to slip on, plus they're a lot more comfortable and just more fly than Crocs. So these have been my workout shoes since I've started. I usually wear Metcons, but bro, my feet can't take it after running 10, 11 miles. So on that note though, we're gonna head home, get the rest of this day started. It's already 1 p.m. as much as I love coffee, and don't get me wrong, coffee is my favorite thing ever, I do love a good energy drink, especially these ghost ones. I still want to try 3D Energy from Christian Guzman, but it's nowhere to be found out here in San Diego. At least I haven't tried Vitamin Shop yet, but today we got this one here. I just need a little bit more kick of energy than a cup of coffee, just because I am beat. Like, between yesterday's run, today's run, and I think just being in the sun. I started running at 10 a.m. today, and it was pretty hot early on. So I think that's why I would love to run earlier, but truthfully, my body enjoys waking up at 7 a.m. I don't wake up with an alarm. I just kind of let my body wake up when it does, and I naturally wake up at 7 a.m. So, you know, I would love to wake up earlier to run, but also I want to feel refreshed each day. Today's Wednesday, and I just wanted to let you guys know today would typically be a filming day. So when you see my vlogs, like the last 2 or 3 different vlogs, I usually film on Wednesday. So that means that I will do a full day where I will save it just for filming, and then I'll like do a little side quest. Maybe I'll go to a new place, like a new restaurant or something I've never tried before, or maybe I'll like try to go out and like, you know, catch a vibe somewhere. But because this whole week I'm filming, today is really just like a regular day. I already had I had an electrician come just now to take off that light. So if you've ever seen my apartment before, I'll pop up a picture, but it had like this globe or ball that would hang from the ceiling, and it was a dope light. So I just had him take that down. I have someone else coming to take the TV today. So today's just gonna be a stay at home. I have to still edit the YouTube video. I didn't get as much done as I'd hoped yesterday. This is why you plan out your week on Sunday, because then when things do hit the fan and you start to get busy, you kind of know what your week looks like. Since I know my next 3 days are work days, I know that today I can kind of lock in and get the rest of my editing done. But I wanted to show you guys a couple different packages we got. Mostly just one package, but I figured I might as well do a quick little unboxing. So this one I think is the most important one. This one, oh yeah, I'll show you guys this in a minute. A drill. Because I'm moving out, I have a lot of things I need to, like the TV, I got a drill from the wall. Bruh, let me ask you this. 1, do you guys have drills on hand? Because I don't. And then 2, do you guys have friends that have drills? I literally asked 4 different friends and none of them had a drill, so I just bought one. But we got that, and then I also got 2 PR packages. So one of them is from YSL, and it's a new cologne. So it's the YSL Myself. Let me see what it looks like. Do y'all like these unboxings? I think I've asked this before in a different video. Someone said they do, but then again, I don't have to do them, but I figured I might as well show you guys because I don't really show Instagram or that. But we got this YSL Myself. I don't know if this is new or not, but they just sent it out to me. And this is what it looks like. That is pretty fire. I have like 4 or 5 different YSL colognes, and 2 of them are the same, but this one's probably the most unique one I've seen. That's dope. Other PR package we got was this, a pair of Hokas, and I just haven't had the chance to try these out yet, because when it comes to running, right, you don't want to add in a new shoe. You don't want to just start running with a new shoe. You kind of want to ease into it, and when it comes to like 10, 11 mile runs, if I just start using a new pair of shoes, it's probably going to mess up my feet. So I just haven't had the chance to use them yet. But they sent me these. These are the Hoka Rocket X3s. They are carbon plated on the bottom, which means that you don't really want to use them for like long runs unless you're racing. So I just haven't had the opportunity to try them out, but they are pretty fresh, and I actually really appreciate them for sending this out. I don't know which video they might have seen. I don't know. I've been pretty slow on short form, especially this week because I've been so focused on this. So I don't know which video they would have seen, but bro, look at that. It's pretty dope, right? But the thing I really want to show you is this. This is something that I just picked up. It is a L bracket. Now, I have a camera cage on my camera right now, right? And what an L bracket does is essentially you can put it vertical, and you can do vertical content and horizontal content. I'll show you guys in a minute. Now, I realized that with my Sony ZV-E1, the cage is just too big. So I wanted to get something smaller, and this just came out. And the dope thing about this, it's by Falcam. So if you will focus, it's got this quick release system on the bottom, which I really hope works with all my camera gear. But here, let me go on the Osmo Pocket 3. We'll swap this out and show you guys kind of what my camera currently looks like and what it would look like. As you can see, right, this is the ZV-E1. I don't know if you've ever seen this yet, but this is the camera I use. What it is it's a very small camera, but this camera cage makes it look a lot bigger. So the goal with this is, you see how the camera cage has the metal up here, has metal on this side. It's a cage for the whole camera. The problem is this bottom has a quick release plate. So this allows me to, if I show you guys with something, me to pop it on to something like this, and it's easy to take on and off, right? Problem is, if I don't have the quick release plate, you can't do that. And it kind of adds a little bit more of a bulk. The thing with the camera cage is it's supposed to pop on, which I really hope it does. Boom, see? So it's built in, the quick release plate is built into the camera cage, no, half cage, L bracket, whatever you want to call it. But it's built into it. So then now I don't have to have this on there, because this is what it looks like without it. But you can't really do anything with that other than put it on a regular tripod. All my tripods have this little quick release system. And then now I don't have to have the extra bulk. It's gonna make my camera look so much smaller. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap this in for it, and then we will show you what it looks like afterwards. Quick side note, this, I forgot how small the camera was because of the cage, how it was stuck on it. It is so much smaller than you remember. Bro, it's crazy. I'm a big fan of this. I know you guys can't really tell, but I promise you, the amount of space you save from holding it, it just makes this camera, again, feel like what it's meant to be. The Sony ZV-E1 is supposed to be a compact camera, and when you put the cage on, it turns it into like this full-size camera. So this new L bracket is perfect, and I really like how the bottom is a quick release system. I don't need to have another one on the bottom, although I'm gonna keep it on the side because I use it for short form content. But like, it just, I don't know, it makes everything so simple. I like it. On that note, I'm gonna go, I have to edit the rest of this YouTube video, and it's already 3 o'clock. I have like 2 people coming in the next hour or 2, so I'm just gonna lock in for a little bit, edit the rest of this YouTube video. Hopefully I can get that done today. And I would like to go see Jurassic Park tonight. I booked an appointment for 7 p.m. because I have the AMC A-Stubs list. You know, you get 4 movies a week, which no one, if you use 4 movies a week, if you're an A-Stubs list member and you happen to watch 4 movies a week, good for you. But I can barely get 1 every other week. So I have that later, and I want to try to make that. So I'm gonna try to just get as much of this work done as I can. But yeah, guys, today's gonna be a home dungeon type of day. I'm also going to do a little short form video for this camera case. It's not sponsored, but I'm just gonna give it a little shout out because that's pretty cool. And I want people to, I'm trying to share more of this content / tech journey that I've been on, because I feel like I know a little bit more than the average person, but less than like the professionals. So I've always felt weird giving advice for tech, but a lot of my friends come to me for, like, when I put up the DJI Neo, one of my friends was asking me all about it. When I talk about camera gear, like, people do come to me for it, and I think that's a good sign for anyone who, you know, you want to share something, is if people start to come to you for advice about something, maybe that's a sign that you might be a little bit more than proficient to do so. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on that. I will see you guys when I see you. Alright y'all, so we just got the vlog finished up. We gotta still do the thumbnail and the title and everything like that, but the edit's pretty much done. I just want to show you guys what my apartment looks like right now. It is kind of sad. So we still have the couch, we still have the coffee table. That's being taken out Sunday. They had to move the appointment, but look. Oh, my whole media stand is gone. And then if I bring you to the balcony, which you literally just saw 2 days ago, bruh. It's emptied. It's feeling very real now that I'm moving out. Like before I still had everything and it didn't really feel as real that I'm gonna be out of this place in a week, but that's crazy. So now coffee table, like I said, Sunday, I'm still looking, I need someone to buy the couch. And then that's like the most big things. The bed I'm just gonna end up leaving downstairs around the dumpster unless someone takes it. Within like 2-3 days of since I put it on Facebook Marketplace that you guys saw, everything's kind of going away. It's so bittersweet. I was about to say sad, but not sad. It's more bittersweet. All that work I put into this place, you know, it's downsizing and it's preparing for a bigger move later on. But yeah, still very bittersweet. I'm gonna go grab some food right now. I do want to go to this movie. I'm starving, so we're gonna go grab a little bit of food, then hit this movie. We ended up not going to the movies just because I just wanted to finish up this vlog. I wasn't fully done with it, and I just figured I might as well just finish it completely, get the thumbnail ready and everything. That way the next 3 days of nursing, I can focus on short form, and if I want to go to movies, I can go during then. But we got dinner here, so we cooked up a little. I'm going to show you guys the most simple, convenient meal you can ever make. So you saw that I put rice in the rice cooker, right? That takes about 20-30 minutes. Then, if you saw my last vlog, which is why you gotta keep up with the weekly vlogs, because I showed you that I kind of meal prepped this chicken last time. All I do is I take chicken leg meat, which is a lot better than chicken thighs, and I just put in a Tupperware, I put a fork through them all, and I throw some soy sauce, some seasoning on it, and I shake it all up. I'll leave this in my fridge, and what I do is every time I'm gonna go cook a meal, I just throw this in the air fryer. 15-20 minutes, 10 on each side, or 10 and 12, whatever you want to do. And then you have your chicken. So then you have your chicken, you have your rice, which takes very little effort to cook. All you got to do is wash and put in the rice cooker. And then I'd usually do like frozen vegetables, or this time I did like a bed of spinach. Kind of like steam it for like 30 seconds, and then it kind of softens it down. Then I do 300 grams of rice, chicken in there. There's about 14 ounces of chicken, this chicken thigh or chicken leg meat, and then I have some kimchi on top too. So this is like, it's the lowest barrier of entry to the most convenient meal possible. Like this literally takes you, if I were to rate it on a 10 scale, it would be like a 2 to 3 effort. It's very low effort and it tastes very good. The only downside is you kind of got to eat all the chicken before it goes bad and all that, but still it is so easy to make. Right now I'm eating for convenience just to save as much time as possible. When it comes to this whole, like right now marathon prep takes so much time, then I'm also content creating, I'm also filming, and like all this takes time. If you guys are kind of doing stuff on the side, you understand this, but everything takes a little bit of time, and that like little chunk of time adds up. So sometimes it's the most convenient thing that makes it easiest, which is why I eat Panda, I eat Chipotle, I eat Kava, just because it is so convenient, and I'm willing to spend that, you know, extra $2 to $3 that meal to not have to worry about washing my dishes, groceries, and or anything like that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, but I'm finishing up this video. It's pretty much done. I'm just gonna test it and make sure the copyright goes through. Otherwise, we're done with the YouTube video, so now I can focus on short form for the rest of the week. But tomorrow we have a track workout, so I'll see you guys at the track tomorrow. All right, what's good, y'all? So I'm not gonna lie, frustrated would be an understatement today because it's already 11:30. I've went to 3 different tracks, and when I got here, my mic won't connect to my camera because the hot shoe mount on this cage, it's just not big enough. Yeah, so it is what it is. But we have a track workout today, if you guys can already tell. I was listening to a podcast between Ali Abdaal and Chris Williamson this morning, and there's a moment where he talks about, you know, saying the words, I get to do this instead of I have to do this. And that's kind of what's running through my head right now, is even though I'm super frustrated at all this, I'm like super frustrated about how late we are and everything, I can either sulk about it or I can pick my ass back up and say, we get to do this today. We get to run this track workout. We're going to feel great afterwards. So you guys are kind of seeing the ups and downs of everything right now. Not every day is going to be perfect, but as long as you just keep going at it and just keep doing it, you know, it's going to turn out well. But for today's workout, let's hop right into it. So for today's workout, we have 6 by 1200 meters. It's going to be a 10-mile total workout, but the 6 by 1200 meters are what we're focused on. It's paced at a 7:15 to 7:25 pace. So essentially the way it works is I usually jog around for about 2 miles. That will usually be the warm-up. And then you do 6 by 1200 meters. That should be about, because 1200 meters is 3 laps around, it'll be about 6 miles or so. And then I just finish it off with a jog around. Honestly, it's kind of late, so I might not even do the full 10. I might just jog for a mile afterwards and get the workout done. But the main important part is the 6 by 1200 meters. So we're gonna do that right now and then just get this thing started. I don't want to talk for too long today, just because one, the mic isn't even working. I'm using like the internal recording on this right now, and also two, the mic on this, I have to figure it out once I get back, and it's already getting kind of late. So I just want to get this workout in. I'll grab a couple clips here and there, but I had a whole plan to make this like a fun cinematic video for you guys to watch through. But no, we're gonna just focus on getting the workout in and just get about the day, because we're on call at 2 o'clock today. That means that I have to kind of be ready to go for any clients at 2 p.m. All right, this is a normal weekend of life. Things happen, things get frustrating, but all we can do is we roll with the punches. And just remember, like I said, we get to do this. It's not that we have to. That workout was crazy. It was so hot. I didn't even tell you guys, but the temperature over there was 95 degrees. We ended up getting it done. I'm gonna tell you guys the results right now, but yeah, look at this. This is when I took the screenshot, 94 degrees, but 94, 94, 95, 90. It wasn't on purpose, but I left the house at 10, and all the tracks, the track I usually go to had a soccer practice. Then I tried to go somewhere else, and the other place I ran at, that was the third place I went to. And yeah, it was already noon by then, but we got it done. So the whole workout was supposed to be 10 miles long with a 2-mile warm-up, the 6 miles of a workout, and then you're supposed to finish off the run with, you know, whether it's 2 miles of a cool down jog. Instead, what I did was I did a 1-mile warm-up, then we did the full workout, which is the 6 by 1200 meters, and then we did a half a mile cool down. I only ran around the track twice because I was just dead. As far as the runs go, bruh, we're on top of this thing, and Claude is telling me, which I kind of don't believe, but Claude is telling me we're like way ahead for this Sub-3 marathon prep. It really doesn't make sense to me. I even questioned it. Like, I told it, like, are you sure about that? Because this was our paces. So for 6 by 1200 meter splits, we hit a 7:06, 7:09, 7:04, 7:03, 7:01, and the last one was a 6:40. And the target was 7:15 to 7:25 minutes per mile. We'll see. Well, again, we have to sustain 6:50 for 26 miles, and that's what the marathon goal is. So that's kind of like why I question it. But regardless, we got it done. now we're on call. So I'm just charging up my car right now. If you see from the scrubs, for those of you who are new here, I'm a nurse. So I do home mobile IV therapy. I call it like my part-time, full-time job because I pretty much work 30 to 40 hours, but I don't have a set schedule. So I don't have to go in for shifts. Instead, what they are they're usually 8 hours of on-call shifts, and then outside of those shifts, you're not obligated to, but I pick up my clients. You build up like a regular clientele, and you want to build that relationship with them. So the way my on-call shifts work are like this. When I'm on call, I'm technically on like standby, and then what happens is there's a dispatch, and they send out different appointments to you, and you're pretty much the first to respond or first to get them. And when you're not on call, I'm usually available. So then usually they'll go down the list. Whoever's on call gets the clients first, and then it goes to the second person, and then it goes to third, and they put it into the groups for whoever to like take. On a busy day, sometimes you'll be super packed up with their schedule ahead of time. Today isn't bad. I have 2 regulars I have to go see later on. That's when this balances very well with content creation. Because like right now, if I wasn't charging my car and if I wasn't doing this, I might even go to a coffee shop, where I'm gonna go to Starbucks, which I go to Starbucks a lot because it is super convenient. So if you guys ever see me like always posted up at a Starbucks, it's probably because it's just so convenient to go to Starbucks. You know they're gonna have good Wi-Fi, they have coffee, and they have AC space. When you go to like a local coffee shop, sometimes they don't have the greatest Wi-Fi, sometimes they won't have seating, whatever. Like I always say, if I didn't have this specific job, maybe I would have taken the leap and just went full-time into content, or even still be working in the hospital. But I am very blessed to have this job because it gives me that flexibility I needed to do this almost full-time. And you know, with nursing, as much as I love helping people, I realized inpatient nursing just really wasn't the thing for me, because when I saw and I looked around, I looked at all the other nurses, you know, nurses deserve to be paid a lot more, and nurses deserve a lot more, especially when you're inpatient, because you should see the amount of stress that goes into it. But when I looked around, I just couldn't see myself being there for 20, 30 years. So I was always like, I was the nurse that would be in the corner, learning, studying like finances, studying investing. I was like talking to all the nurses who were in businesses and stuff and trying to figure out the other, other avenues. And that's when I realized that, okay, nursing probably isn't going to be my forever thing. And then content came along, and I really do love content. I've always have. And I just dove headfirst into it, and I just started creating content. So yeah, that's where I'm at now.
For all the homeboys that couldn't get their happy home, turn this house to a happy home. Long as one of us got it, some of us got it. Let's turn this house to a happy home. Oh, that is, stay down for your people.
All right, what's good, y'all? We're back at home right now. So right now, I would typically be at a coffee shop doing some editing if I don't have any clients, but I wrapped up a little bit early and I don't have any appointments right now. And we got a notification that some packages came in. So guess what we got? Boom! Our new running shoes. So if you guys know, I went to Roadrunners to get my new pair of shoes, and they have this 90-day return policy. And I've been trying to take advantage of it when I can, just to kind of test out different shoes. And they've been super like open about it. They're saying like you can literally try out as many shoes as you want. So I've tried out the Asics Nimbus Gel 27s. I had those. Then now I have the New Balance Rebel 5s. And now what I want to try out for my easy runs are the Saucony Endorphin Speed 5s. I've been wanting to try these out. They're a bit pricier and they're not as thick of a sole. So I've been debating if I want to go into something like they have a different type of nylon plate, I believe. So they have another plate on them. They're more like workout shoes, but also people say that they're really good for easy runs as well. So I got these. And then what I also got are the Nike Alphafly 3s. I've been kind of holding off on getting these. These are a lot more expensive than the Vaporflies, but I knew that my race was coming up, so I figured, you know what, why not just go all in and invest in the best of the best. So let me show you the shoes real quick. First are the Endorphin Speed 5s. These I'm so excited to try out. I'm really hoping I like them because people have said that they're very different than like, the thicker shoes you see me wearing. But they're supposed to be a little bit better for your training. Very, very fresh. I love them. And then our second shoe we got, these are so fire. Dude, tell me that's not so clean. So these are the same colors as the Vaporfly 5s, but you can already tell, much thicker of a sole than I have of those. and then also much wider of a feet. I'm excited to give these a try. These are definitely gonna be the race day shoes. So when the race comes up, like I'm gonna try not to use these too much. Like you're supposed to use them for bigger workouts. But other than that, like I won't use these. Like I don't want to put too many miles on them. I think they say you only want to put about 60 to 70 miles on your race day shoes before them. So we're gonna do these. I also have the Hokas that I showed you guys yesterday. These ones that got sent out to me. So I'll probably like use these in rotation with the bigger workouts like these because these are carbon plated. So we got some options now. A word of advice, and I think I've said this like 3 or 4 different times in different videos, but you never want to throw too many variables in your training at once. So if you have a new pair of shoes, you don't want to test 2 new pair of shoes at the same time. So for now, tomorrow, I'm gonna use these, and I'll probably use these through the weekend. And then as long as these feel good, then next week we'll introduce these ones. I'm tired, a lot of talking. But on that note, I'm going to do a little bit more editing. I like to be outside of the house because if a client does call in, I still have to see them up until 8 p.m. So usually if I'm out the house, it's easier to drive, but I don't know, it's been a slow day today, which isn't a bad thing. But this pays the bills at the moment. So ideally, I wouldn't mind having a couple more appointments. But also, I always say I don't have enough time to edit. So take advantage of it when I can and edit as many short form content pieces as right now.
I'm a strike. Sauce. I'm a strike, Cole and Yachty coming for their respect. Come and pay your debt. Just like a travel pillar, we at your neck. For the way you slept, it's nuance, but I see hella influence. And the way you dress, the way you sound, the way you try to move. Try to stay abreast on all the latest flows, the latest tones from Generation Next. Y'all chasing relevance is evidence by the way you step. As for me, I cook some lands to flee. They gotta pay a chef. I'm on it now, but still I'm cutting edge. I'm like a bayonet from out the Ville. We ocean certified.
Good afternoon, guys. It is now Friday, and I just want to give a quick review for the Endorphin Speed 5s. Those shoes, really nice. So I came from the first shoe was the Gel Nimbus 27s by Asics, and then the next one, are we focused? Next one was the Rebel 5s by New Balance, and then now the Endorphin Speed 5s. They're very bouncy. What I mean by that is they have what's called a nylon plate. So my Nike Alpha Flies and also Nike Vapor Flies, both of those have carbon plates on the bottom. So essentially they kind of, when you hit the ground, they bounce a little more, but they're a bit harsher on your feet. So if you're doing, 10 miles a day, 5 days a week, it's probably gonna take a toll on the bottom of your feet. So with those shoes, yes, it's supposed to be better for your feet. They're not as bouncy, but you still feel it. I'm a big fan of those shoes. I'm excited to see what happens when I add more miles on them, especially since the way I see it is if you're a beginner, start with a max cushion shoe because your knees and your joints and your body isn't gonna be used to running. So the more the cushion, the less it's gonna be more comfortable for your body. But then once you get a little more experience, I would upgrade to the Rebel 5s or the Endorphin Speed 5s because they're less cushioned, but they're much lighter. So the Asics Gel Nimbus 25s were very heavy compared to the other two. So you definitely notice a difference. They are a pretty expensive shoe though, I won't lie. I think they cost about $170 or $180. So they are an investment. And then the Alpha Flies are like $290 or something like that. Today's also Friday, so I don't work out on Fridays. My workout routine is a push-pull legs routine, and typically it'll go Tuesdays, which is the first day of my week, will be a run and then a legs day. Then Wednesday is the second day, which will be a push and a run. And then I take Thursdays as my speed workouts, so track or tempo workouts. Fridays then become a easy run plus recovery. So I try to do a lot of mobility. I use the massage gun, I try to stretch out. Typically I would foam roll and do everything like that. Saturdays are a pull and easy run, and then Sundays are my long runs. So Fridays are really the only day where it's a little bit less intense. I just have an easy run. So I try to do a 40 to 50 minute stretch, mobility, foam roll, all that, just to kind of get my body back right, But yeah, we're back on call today. It's 12:30 right now and I'm on call starting at 2. So I'm gonna start getting ready for that. let me show you guys, actually, since I can't really bring you into the appointments, let me kind of show you what I do when I'm on call. Like I explained to you guys yesterday, I do mobile IV therapy. Pretty much, I tell people it's like recreational IV use. So it's not really a medical, like you're in the emergency room, it's not as intense. It's more for recovery, immunity boost. It's more for, you know, it's for the general person instead of having like a emergency. So typically the people I see are fairly healthy and they're not in an emergency, you know? So what it is we have these bags of saline. If you've ever seen this, then you know this is just fluids. And then what we have are these different vitamins. So like we have vitamin B complex, we have vitamin B12, we have vitamin C, we got magnesium, and we got glutathione. So we have all these different vitamins. And then what we do is we also do NAD, or this one's called NR, it's called Niagen. So NAD is pretty much a anti-aging enzyme. I won't go into the science of it right now, but it has all these different benefits for anti-aging, like cell regeneration, and also a lot of like, it helps with mental clarity and brain fog. But with Niagen, this essentially is, NAD is something your body produces, but this is something that converts to NAD. So we've been offering it, it's a new product we've been offering. And all you do is, so you take this sterile water, all this has already been cleaned up, by the way. So you take about 5 milliliters of sterile water like that. You reconstitute it. So that just means you put it in here with the powder. And that's how you turn the powder into liquid form. So do that, you shake it up. All right, right there. And then you just draw this out. And then you toss it into this bag right here. So all of these will go in here. Typically, I would do this at the client's home, but for my first client of the day, I just try to get this mixed up early. That way, when I get there, I can just get her going. With this job, a lot of the times you just gotta be efficient, because sometimes, like today, we already have 3 different appointments booked up. So I'm trying to, you know, I don't want to be there for too long mixing everything while you're there. It's nice to chat with them, but you also want to kind of be in and out and getting you to your next appointment, because you also have to drive to every appointment. So the way mine works is, because I'm mobile, half the time I'm on the road or stuck in traffic. So you don't want to spend too much time there. Now with the vitamins, I have this pretty much in the back of my head already. But for her vitamins, she's gonna get vitamin B, B12, that's for energy, vitamin C, magnesium, and then glutathione at the end. But yeah, once you do this job enough times, it just becomes like a repetitive habit. It's just like this. And then I'll usually hang the bag, get them started with the IV, and then go about the day afterwards. So it's a very, very chill job compared to what I used to do in the hospital. And yeah, like I said, I'm just really happy I'm able to do this, even if it's temporary. Before the next chapter. So you mix up the bag just like that. This is what we call a banana bag. I'm gonna let you guys guess how much this bag costs. Like, I don't get paid that much, but guess how much? All right, over $1,000 for this. What? Just saying. But on that note, I'm gonna get going. I gotta get to the appointment, but hopefully that kind of shows you guys a little bit of what I do. I promise you, I'm not that unemployed friend on a Tuesday yet, but who knows, maybe soon. Back at another coffee shop. I know, crazy. I'm telling you, I pay rent at these coffee shops, but I'm coming here because a couple of my clients were up in this area called Rancho Santa Fe. And what I like to do is, if you look at my Apple Maps, I have this folder of like 50 or 60 different coffee shops, all in different locations. And pretty much if I'm in an area, I can just open the Apple Maps, zoom in, and I can just pick from that list. So this is one of my favorites. It's called Parakeet Cafe. And we got a cold brew here. Again, I usually like lattes or cold brews. If I have lattes like earlier in the week, I'll switch back to cold brews just because I don't want as much of the sugar and milk in it. But you know, today I just want to keep it pretty simple. And I haven't told you guys this, but if you've been following me for a little bit, you know that I also do online personal training, so online coaching. I haven't really talked about it much just because I haven't been taking on new clients. All my clients I've been working with right now have been with me for about a year to 2 years. The reason is just because I went very hard in online coaching for 2023, 2024. But then what I realized was, you know, even though it's not a very time-consuming thing, I just got the last year, I just pretty much lowered everything as far as like trying to figure out what my main priorities are. And YouTube and content creation became like the two things that I decided to put all my energy into. So I haven't really decided to take on more clients. Instead, what I did was I pulled back from, advertising for coaching and making coaching content and lean more into more the lifestyle, the travel, the Japan, all those vlogs, because that's kind of what I felt more passion towards. And also I decided that because I'm still working as a nurse, I kind of have to pick and choose my battles of where I'm putting most of my energy, So this year I got rid of my Turo business. That was my car rental business. And then I also slowed down on my online coaching. And I really just picked 2 to 3 things, which is right now YouTube and also my nursing stuff. The whole theme of this video, I think, is just understanding your priorities and where you want to put your energy into. And if you decide to pick up something like content creation, then there's probably going to be a sacrifice somewhere, whether it's your social life or your other side hustles or whatever it is. So yeah, Fridays I try to save just for my client check-ins. They usually take about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on like if I have to redo a whole month's worth of client programs or if I have to do a meal plan for someone. But most of the people recently have been pretty aligned, which is really good. Something I've really learned from coaching this last 2-3 years is that, when you first start off with clients, you can kind of be a little bit easier on them. You can give them a little bit more like gentle talk. But a lot of my clients, since they've been with me for a while now, I've just had to kind of just be a lot more real with people and just like stop buttering things up. And since I've started to do that, like it's been very well received, which is really good because I think in the beginning, you're allowed to make a couple more mistakes and kind of understand like where it's coming from. They're newer to the program. But if you've been working with me for 3, 4, 6, 12 months, then I expect you to know the program. I expect you to know your, like what you have to do, your responsibilities, and less hand-holding, So a lot of the people I've had to speak with recently, and luckily, again, everyone's been receptive, but now like they're on top of their stuff, they're tracking their calories, they're tracking their habits, they're doing all the things, because as a coach, you want people to feel like they can talk to you, and you want people to be okay with messing up and making mistakes. But then at some point you have to say like, okay, if you're making mistakes on a weekly basis, then it's not just one-off things, it's a habit. And something I try to drill into people is you don't miss 2 days in a row. You don't miss tracking your calories 2 days in a row. You don't miss your workouts twice in a row. You just don't miss 2 in a row. And like, that's one thing I try to tell everyone is just like, if you know you have to do something, sometimes the hard thing is just saying you just got to do it and stop, not stop being soft, but like stop buttering it down, So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to do these client check-ins and then I'm going to edit a little bit more for short form. I posted a video today and it was so funny. I made a video about this camera cage, the Falcam one, and bruh, I dropped my camera. I legit dropped it, put it on a tripod. Look at this. This is the most expensive hook you'll ever see. Ready? And holy shit. So I posted that video today and it's doing so well, but it's just like, I can't recreate that. Like, unless I throw my camera down each time. But it's just so funny how like, I knew it was gonna perform decently well, but yeah, I can't drop my camera like that, so.
Most would say I'm blessed. My greatest flex is that I made a milli. Feel like I'm Bangladesh. I hate the press, refusing interviews whenever they request. Niggas fake, progressive, and woke. I started saying less. I had to stop it. Peep how they profit off of racial stress. Some activists got so rich they probably wish we stay oppressed. Studio steppers moving extra on songs faking rep. Only breaking bad in the lab. Thought y'all was making meth. Niggas making threats and I laugh. That's cause you ain't a threat. Don't ask how I feel about no rappers. Shit, they okay.
Where is this? Like it's got cross body bag.
And it's like just one strap, right? And there's people like commenting like, knock knock, anybody there? Yeah. Like, what's good? Where y'all at? And we got people like messaging us on Instagram and stuff.
I'm going to. So this is my 3rd pair of Easy Runs.
Got you.
And then I just bought the Alpha Flies too. Yeah, I don't drink pre-workout for runs, just for that reason.
Oh, okay. Because of heart rate.
Yeah, because I don't want to spike the heart rate.
Assist got like krillin', I'm smoking gorilla. Cover my niggas, just caught that nigga that was running off dog. I know they gon' kill him. Smoking on killer and taking your bitch on the trip and them fucked on the floor of my villa. I ain't got time for two things. What? These stupid ass hoes and they feelings. Ayy, all in the pen my bitches just calling, they get it. They know they just ballin' off thin it. Chocolate vanilla can't hide, so I hopped out the dealer. I caught a new car and I tint it. Won't lie, little bitch had a nigga down, but now that I'm out of my feelings, I'ma stack the money so tall in the crib, it be looking like the roof came out of my ceiling. Soon as I hop in, I zoom, scooping that bitch like a spoon. I got this F in the sin like that bitch is in tune. Look at it fade when we walked in the room. Ayy, 35 Mac 10s. Ayy, I kill me playing my back end. Fucking that Sean and I'm making her back bend. After my niggas walk in, we tagged in. Ayy, ayy, right off the bat. So that she know that I'm black, but I doja that cat. See what that thong, I like them tights. You pulling that pussy.
Love that sound. Look at this. I've just seen this flavor. I was at a gas station and they had this flavor that had pink lemonade. I literally picked up 6 ghosts from that gas station. I love them. It literally tastes like lemon iced tea. It's so good. But what's up, guys? Happy Saturday. So I just thought I'd tap in with you guys really quickly. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty beat up with this filming. You know, filming a full week in the life is so much fun, but it's exhausting. Like when you're filming every single day, at some point you just, if you've noticed, like in the beginning of the week, I had a lot more content. Now towards the end, it's getting a little bit repetitive, especially with work. I'm on call today until 8 p.m. again. So I'll just be working. Last night, I didn't really have anything else to film because after the coffee shop, I got called into like 3 different more appointments. So the thing with on-call shifts are, you know, I get as much done as I can while I'm at the coffee shops and I just get busy. Ignore the mess behind me. I have so much of this stuff, like I want to show you guys maybe tomorrow because we are getting a couple more things taken away, but the apartment is starting to kind of dwindle down. Everything's getting sold. So I'll show you guys that after that last thing gets taken tomorrow. On a whole different note, remember 2 days ago when we were at the track and I was saying how frustrated I was and then we were dealing with a huge problem with the mic? Well, let me show you guys this real quick. So I love everything about this L bracket, right? I love the size of it. I love how it has a quick release plate on the bottom. But this cold shoe on the corner here, this is what got in the way. So if the camera goes on like this, right? The mic would go on this way. But the problem with this little attachment, this is the adapter for the DJI Mic 2, is that when I was trying to put the mic on, it would go on the camera, but it would hit the corner right here, like just ever so slightly, so it wouldn't lock into place because this was just too far back. So I bought this little file kit off Amazon and it looks intense, I'm not gonna lie. I've never done this before and I'm doing this on the ground because I'm hoping this doesn't create too big of a mess. But honestly, we don't need much taken off. We really just need like this corner shaven off here. So I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna take this little guy. Bruh, I really hope I don't mess this thing up, but I can take this and just start going at it, I guess. Okay, so it's making, if you see, it's making some progress in there. I don't know if that's like really much. Guys, I think we're kind of getting somewhere. Look, can you see the edge? It's definitely going down just if you can see that, just a little bit. You know what, I'm gonna stand down a little bit just to be safe because honestly, it can't hurt to go down more. But yeah, I'll let you guys know in a couple minutes if it works or not. Alright, so just checking in. Okay, so we installed the thing, we sanded it down. You're not gonna be able to see it, but we did it. It works very well, and now like this, I think this might be the best camera cage of all time. So if you guys get this Falcam L bracket, just know that the little cold shoe, it may not fit with some of the mics, so you just have to sand it, or not sand it, file it down. But Now, yeah, we're gonna go to work right now. We have a couple clients already booked up, so unfortunately I can't take you inside their homes while I'm doing these IV appointments. So I'll see you when I see you. I think that's the best part about it. We have 18 miles tomorrow. 18 miles, bruh. So I'm just trying to kind of make sure I'm all stretched out. The other day when I was at the coffee shop, I don't know if you saw at Parakeet Cafe, I was sitting like this on the seat because the back was too far away for me to lean. But I think because I sat there for probably an hour or two like this, my hips, the bones right here, they were killing me today. And I don't know, that happened after my run. So I don't know if it's because of that, but feel the soreness on them. So I'm really hoping that doesn't linger to tomorrow because I want to get this run in. But I wanted to show you guys real quickly what I do, or what I try to do most nights. I'm probably like 75% good with this. Every night I try to leave out everything that I need to. So we got my Go Gels and the blender bottle, which I'll be bringing to the run tomorrow. Then we got Element, the electrolytes, we got creatine. This is the morning drink I make first thing in the morning. We got coffee ready to go to pop in there. And then this one's the most important thing. Ignore the mess because we have no desk anymore. But what I do is I lay out my clothes. This is huge. I see a very clear connection to when I have like everything laid out like this versus the mornings where nothing's laid out and I have to think about what I'm gonna wear and I have to get everything out the cupboards because it adds probably like 15 to 30 minutes sometimes of just like lollygagging, I guess is I don't know what to call it, but you just kind of push things off. But when things are just laid out in front of you like this, your morning routine is like this. So a good piece of advice is if you guys are busy or you have a busy morning, leave everything out and how's the mic? And have everything ready to go for you in the next morning because that way you don't have to think about it. You can just wake up and go about it. I'll usually leave this out too. So I'll leave this yoga mat out and I'll leave the massage gun. Pretty much everything is ready to go for me. That way when I wake up, I can just get my day started. I'll start journaling. I'll start drinking this thing and get out the door. Like I said, I'm probably like 75% with it. Bruh, this lens is fire. Even at night, like we're shooting on the second base ISO, which is 12,800 for all you camera nerds out there. And like, it's crystal clear, I think. I'll have to see once I pop it in the SD card, but that's our night. Like I said, very uneventful day today. Tomorrow we got 18 miles and then tomorrow is my day off. So I'm gonna try to link up with some friends. That'll be more of a fun day, but last day, technically of the week was today, but we're gonna end off the vlog tomorrow. All right, y'all, I will see you guys in the morning. One other thing I also leave out is I'll leave out any type of camera equipment I'll be bringing with me. Like this camera, I'll replace the battery. Sometimes I'll even put it on the tripod for the first shot. So if I'm gonna do a morning routine video, I'll have literally the tripod ready to go and have the shot ready to go. That way when I wake up, I don't have to think about it. Camera stuff, nutrition stuff, everything ready to go in the morning. That way you think as little as possible. All right, now good night. Alright, what's good, y'all? Welcome to Sunday. Guys, I don't know what just happened, but I was doing like the hamstring sweeps and out of nowhere my back just had a crazy spasm. So right now we're supposed to be running 18 miles today and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Like, it definitely hurts. It's so annoying. Like, that was not planned, not in the books for today. But I'm still gonna run it. I'm just kind of letting my back kind of ease up a little bit right now. And then we'll just take it mile by mile. I think the best thing I can do is just start the run, see how I feel, and hopefully it settles down. It's not really bad, but yeah, out of nowhere, everything just tightened up, and then you just feel it. Like, I can feel it in my lower back right now. This is the unfortunate thing. It's just these little things that happen with marathon prep that you just can't expect, and it's so annoying. It's frustrating, honestly. Like, you know, coming off of like a little left calf thing, and then coming off from another like this hip thing yesterday. Like, it's just wear and tear on the body. But we're gonna still try to get this done. Also, I just want to note, like, people always ask how you get used to filming in public, and this has been a busier day where I've done it. Honestly, I think the best advice I can give you is just start it and don't overthink it. A lot of people will give you looks, and people will, you know, they'll look at you funny and they'll look at you every time they walk by, but you just have to kind of get used to it, and you just got to remember that it's gonna last for like maybe 2 minutes, and then they're gonna go about their own world. They're gonna forget about you completely. You know, it's like asking a girl out. Like, you could get rejected, she could slap you, whatever it is, but 2 minutes later, they have their own days to go back to. They have their own problems. They're gonna have something else come up later on in the day. They're gonna forget about you in 2 minutes. So the best thing you can do is just do whatever you want in this life, and just do it, because literally no one cares. Like, no matter, even if they're your best friend ever, they have their own problems and they have other stuff going on that the moment their day goes by, you're gonna be forgotten, right? So live your life. But yeah, guys, so today's gonna finish off the week for this video. I'm not gonna film too much today, because I feel like last Sunday you kind of saw what I do on Sundays already. But I just wanted to end it off on Sunday to kind of give it like a round robin, whatever you want to call it. Just to end off back where we started. We're gonna try to do this 18 miler, and then I'm gonna check in with you guys after the run, see how it went. Hopefully we do the whole thing, but regardless, we're gonna try to do this, and then yeah, I'll check in with you guys afterwards.
It's not that I don't want you. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist you. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views, ordinary day. All I wanna hear is in the visions on replay.
Update, we're about 5 miles in, and so far the back has held up decently well. I say like a 2 or 3 pain. I think I'm gonna try to run the whole 18. Let's do it as a full easy run. We're supposed to pace the middle 8 miles, so like an 8:10 pace, but I think we're just gonna go easy on the whole thing and just kind of do the full 18 miles.
Feel you, I want you around. I need you here. I swear it's hard to keep these feelings too much.
Dance with me if you keep up. Spinning around, I want you all night. Fucking around, I take you home tonight. Come on, look at them pretty girls you came with.
Bruh, I am exhausted. You know, after these runs on Sundays, my body is just so tired afterwards. But we just wrapped up our weekly planning. Like I told you guys in the beginning of this video, this is like my Sunday ritual. I'm in like my, I guess you could call it like the common room of my building. But I like to come either here or a coffee shop to really just sit down and just stay out the building. I don't know, I've just learned that although I love like working late night in my apartment, when it comes to like the daytime and just getting things done, I really do like being outside of the place. There's something about just being at a different location where I can just lock in. We just finished that. To quickly recap though for today, so we ended up doing 16 miles. I didn't do the full 18. Like the whole time I was running, I was feeling in my lower back, and honestly, at 16, I was just, you know, I'm like, there's 2 miles left. It's not really worth it to go the full 18 and just hurt myself even more. But we did 16 at a 9:24 pace. That was probably one of the hardest runs I have done all prep, just because I wasn't able to pick up the pace. It just felt long. I feel like I was just thinking like too much about my back and about, you know, when you have an injury and the whole time you're just thinking, I'm like, is this worth it? Am I gonna make it worse? Like you just constantly have this in your head and you just get in your own head with these runs. And for 2.5 hours, the whole time I was just thinking about that. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm happy we still finished this week, and we finished this week with 60.75 miles. So I'm happy with how this week went, although I'm not happy with how it ended. It is what it is. That's just like what happens with marathon prep. So now we go into next week. I'm gonna try my hardest. We went to a new ice bath place, which isn't as nice as the one that was in my gym, but we did an ice bath. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna make sure tomorrow I really try to stretch out. But this has been a week in life of balancing everything. But to end off the video, I just wanted to go over a couple things. I think you could probably recap what this whole video was about in 3 different things. One is managing your priorities, figuring out like your 2 to 3 things that for the next 2 to 3 months you really want to focus on, and just dialing in and going all in on that. That's what I've pretty much done recently, is just understanding that, okay, I want YouTube to be like my main focus. So that is like, I'm gonna go all in and make sure that is a weekly thing, right? Then number 2, obviously I can't help the nursing thing. That's the what pays the bills. So I have to work that, but that's okay because that's only a second part of my schedule. And number 3 is marathon prep, because that's the phase of life I'm in right now. I want to do this marathon. I chose this goal, so I'm going all in on it. Even though that takes 3 hours a day, it's something that I've accepted to do, and it's something that I want to do. So you kind of have to pick and choose your battles here. And the things that I've kind of had to sacrifice, which would be the second point, is that you have to sometimes make sacrifices, and it is okay. I think before, like when I first moved to San Diego, 2002, 2003, bruh, I was out in the streets every week. Like every single weekend you would catch me out at the beach bars, at the clubs, whatever. And I was always out there, and I thought it was weird to not be. I thought it was weird to, like when I heard people say like I'm taking a break from drinking or I'm not going out this weekend, we would just like roast them pretty much. And now looking back at it, I'm like, I really wish I had. The problem was I didn't want something enough. And that's the reason why people don't understand, is because when you find the thing you really want to do and you really want to focus on, like I enjoy spending the time to make these videos and to like put ideas out there, to put my thoughts out there, and just I really do enjoy making content, and it's fun for me. And when I lock in, I edit, and I'm making like a video that just came from my head, that is something that I really have fun doing. And other people sometimes don't understand it, but whatever it is that you enjoy doing, whether it's like making money, if you enjoy making money so much that you want to sacrifice your weekends, so be it. Like all that matters is you enjoy what you're doing. Then other people will eventually understand, but even if they don't at the moment, just understand that the sacrifice you make now is building towards that better future. And then number 3 is treating it kind of like a full-time job, especially with content creation. I think a lot of people underestimate how much work goes into creating content. I know short form has kind of given the people an idea that it can be really quick, but when I look at the creators I look up to who have been in this full time, like Christian Guzman, Max Tuning, like when I see those 2 guys and I still watch their vlogs, even like Ron and David and Kevin, like when I see them too, I understand how much work goes into it. Like I'm doing this kind of part-time because I can't only afford that time, but you have to treat it like a full-time if you eventually want it to be like your full-time. And that's my goal, right? Which is why I'm sacrificing my Saturdays, my Friday nights, my nights on the weekdays. Like it is the sacrifice I have to make right now because I can't change the nursing thing. And that's the way you gotta look at it, is if you have a full-time job, but you really wanna build a side business or build something else, you have to sacrifice your free time. Like there's no way around it. You can't just spend an hour a day doing it. Like eventually you'll get there, but it's gonna be a lot faster if you spend 4 hours a day after your 9 to 5 and use that 5 to 9 to work on whatever your passion project is. But yeah, so hopefully this video helps you guys out and you guys take some form of value from this video. I'm gonna end off the vlog here though. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Make sure you watch the weekly uploads. Make sure you're subscribed and let me know what else you guys would wanna see. I forgot how long a week in the life takes. I'm kind of scared to look at the footage because I've been only doing the day in the lives recently. So that's 1 day of filming to edit, which is why I've been able to keep up with the weekly uploads a whole week. This is gonna take a little bit longer, which is why I don't do these very often. But if you guys like them, I can incorporate them more. All right, y'all, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
We can get away. Palm trees, beach views, ordinary day. All I wanna hear is in the visions on replay.